Hey, Tiger fans, welcome into another episode of the Fort Report. I'm Seth Kincaid, Assistant Sports Information Director here at Fort Hays State. And I'm joined by Fort Hays State Wrestling senior Brandon Ball from Great Bend, Kansas. Brandon, how are you today?
I'm doing great.
Good deal. I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us for just a little bit. Walk us through what a typical day looks like for you now. Where you live in, what have you been up to now that all classes and stuff have been transitioned to online?
A typical day for me when I was back in Hayes, I just arrived in Cheyenne, Wyoming for work, but a typical day when I was in Hayes, get up in the morning, do some personal devotions, and then get to work by 8 o'clock, which work for me lately has been over at the Gross Memorial Coliseum. I'm doing the sheet metal roof over there, so it's pretty cool to be able to work on the same building that you went to school at and got to wrestle in. Get done with work around 5. Get back, shower, then I'll usually eat a meal and do a little bit of homework because right now I'm doing my student teaching. I was doing my student teaching over at Ellis High School, and so I still have to post some assignments for the kids to do, and then so I'd go and grade those typically in the evenings. And once I'm done with that, since my brothers and we all live together, we'd usually go do something fun outside. So we'd either go ride. I got this thing called a one wheel. It's like a skateboard with a giant wheel in the middle. And so I'll either go ride that with my brother, or we'll go play disc golf or pickleball has been one of the big things we've been playing lately.
Very cool. Sounds like you've been staying pretty busy.
Yeah. I like to do fun things all the time.
That job at the Coliseum, that seems like a pretty big operation. How many guys are working on that?
Just the crew I was with, we had 5 of us, and it's gone up and down, but around 5 people. And then there's a whole extra crew for a tear-off crew, and they've got another 6 or 7 themselves.
I see. Yeah, that's a pretty big operation.
Yeah, it's huge.
So you said you're student teaching. What do you teach?
Industrial art. So it was over at a wood shop over at Ellis, and so I was helping like co-teach and stuff as having a mentor over at Ellis. And so I've been posting discussion boards for them to discuss some sort of video that I post for them off of YouTube, just getting them to think about STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So yeah.
So what was your major here? Art or construction engineering or?
It was technology education because that's what I'm doing my student teaching, and I'd like to be some sort of shop teacher, woods, metals, drafting. Yeah.
Did you have a good teacher in that growing up that kind of inspired you, or how'd you come to want to do that?
Yeah, actually I did. It was actually when it got worse that I realized I wanted to go into it. But yeah, I had a really good shop teacher in high school, and loved the guy. Then he ended up transferring to a bigger school, and this was at Hoisington High School. But he transferred to a different school just because of better pay and better situation for him. And we got another teacher brought in, but he hadn't had any shop experience. He was actually a special ed teacher beforehand. And so I saw how much like the students and all of us suffered from not having someone that was super experienced. And I hadn't realized how much I'd been blessed by the other teacher. And so that's when I was like, I can help fix this need and help a lot of these students that enjoy these hands-on classes. And that's something that I really enjoy myself.
That's awesome. You kind of want to pass that on to the next generation. Very cool.
Yeah, sure.
So that's why you choose kind of your vocation of choice. Why did you choose to attend Fort Hays State?
Fort Hays, I of course had some D1 stuff that, people are always like, why didn't you go to Division I? I was perfectly fine with Division II, and Fort Hays is a great school, especially for Division II. You can't beat the price of Fort Hays, that's for sure. It was close to home, only 50 minutes away from home, and I'm pretty close to all my family as I have 4 other brothers, and so it made it so I was able to stay in contact with them and be able to come home almost every weekend. So that was really great. And then I had a friend that was already up here, and so yeah, it just made it a really easy transition. The price, the quality education and how close to home was mainly the big three reasons why I decided to come here.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of reasons to choose Fort Hays, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Everybody's a little bit different. Um, you've been here for a pretty incredible career, full of a lot of accolades, your career here. Top winning percentage in program history, one of 5 Tigers all-time to earn 3 All-American honors, finalist for the Ken B. Jones Award last year. That's the top student athlete in the entire MIAA across all sports, and then countless others. If you had to pick one thing, what are you most proud of as your time as a Tiger?
I'd probably say being a 3-time All-American, just because even in like before I started high school, you have like dreams, or aspirations that you want to, goals that you want to achieve. And like even in high school, if you would have told me I was going to be a 4-time state champion in high school, I wouldn't have believed you, and then if you would have said I was going to be a 3-time All-American in college, I wouldn't have believed you either, and I'm most proud of it just because I put in a lot of hard work into that. And yeah, it's something I'm super proud of.
That hard work has definitely paid off.
Yeah, for sure.
What's maybe one of your favorite memories with the wrestling team, or a couple of them?
My favorite memory was probably my freshman year, making it to nationals in Birmingham, Alabama. Just because I was a freshman, I couldn't believe I made it to nationals, and then I had several other guys that made it with me, and 2 of the guys were of my same class that I came in, so they were both freshmen as well, and so it was incredible.
So that may be the answer to this question, but you guys go on a lot of road trips. You guys wrestle in Gross every now and then, but for the most part, you guys are on the road for a lot of the season. What's your favorite place to travel to for wrestling?
Probably just nationals in general. Nationals is always fun, where you're in wrestling, everybody's super close. And when you get to stay with somebody for, 3 days in the same hotel room and together, you form a really good bond with each other. And I really like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. We say that everybody here at Fort Hays is like a family. That's a little bit more true for you. They've come up a couple times since we've been talking, but what's it like having, your brother and in the past brothers on the team with you?
I thought that was incredible. Like the fact that I was able to do that with them in high school, was crazy. Not, you don't ever hear of 3 brothers in high school. And then to carry on into college is crazy. And so, it was a great experience having my brothers with me. Plus, it makes sure we all like kind of keep tabs on each other and keeps each other in check, which I think is good for anyone. You need to have some sort of person for support or to keep you on the right track. And my brothers are definitely that for me.
That's awesome. Did you take a little bit of convincing to get them here, or were they always going to kind of follow you wherever you went, or how'd that go?
It didn't take much, really. Like all the factors I said off the start, they're great things, and then the fact that I was there too. But you always hear the saying, the little chap that follows me, even though they're all bigger than me. I'm like the smallest one other than my youngest brother, but I feel like they've followed in my footsteps a lot.
Yeah.
And so you got to make sure you're leading them down the right road for sure.
Sure. It's pretty evident you've done a pretty good job of that.
I've tried, yeah.
All right, we're gonna transition now into the Fort 5. Just kind of 5 fun, random questions. We're just kind of looking for the first thing that pops into your head. What is your favorite food?
I would probably say pizza, just because that was one thing that I definitely could not eat during wrestling season. That's one thing. Now that I'm graduated, I can eat whatever I want. It's amazing.
You're saying if we put you on a scale right now, it wouldn't say 141?
Oh, no. Maybe 61, but not 41.
No problem with that. Who's the best multi-sport athlete on the wrestling team? And it's okay to say yourself.
I would say my brothers and I are pretty athletic, but other than my related family, I would definitely say AJ Cooper. He's an athlete. He can do it all. He can play football, basketball, and he's a stud at wrestling.
Do you guys play any intramurals together or anything?
Not with Cooper, I didn't, but I played some intramural volleyball and flag football with my brothers.
Gotcha. Are you more of a morning person or a night owl?
I'd say night owl.
Favorite movie?
Um, I would probably say Inception.
It's a good one. That makes you think.
Yeah, it does.
I like it. Last one. If you won the lottery, what's the first thing you'd purchase for yourself?
So, well, I don't gamble, first of all, but
If you were given $1 million somehow.
yeah, given $1 million, I don't even know. I'd probably just buy a basic house and save the rest of the money because I'm pretty conservative with my money. I don't spend it very much. That's the only thing I'm really looking forward to in the future. Just progressing in life is be able to get a house eventually.
Sure. That's smart. All righty. Well, that'll do it for another edition of the Fort Report. Appreciate you taking the time, Brandon, and
Yeah, no problem.
thanks for all your hard work representing Fort Hays State over these last several years. It's been a lot of fun to get to watch your career. We're super proud of everything you've done, and I know Chaz is definitely looking forward to having you as an alum of the program moving forward.
Yep, thank you. I really appreciate it.
You bet. Take care. Thanks.